Hey guys, Legit City here. Today we're going to be going over some of the Oni basics. Today we're going to be going over doors, and specifically we're going to be going over pneumatic, manual airlocks, and mechanized airlocks. To get it started, the pneumatic doors you can see right here cost 100 kilograms of a raw metal. This door allows for both gases and liquids to flow through, and it is unique in that case as the other doors do not allow gases or liquids by. But because of the low cost, the fact that it covers 2 tiles, I recommend actually stacking these doors instead of building a wall, as this is going to be cheaper than using something like an airflow tile because of the fact that this allows air through and we get 2 tiles instead of 1 for the same price. Now the pneumatic door is going to be the basic door that you start out with. Compared to the other doors, you cannot actually build buildings on it. Another thing is that on all of these doors, you can actually make it go down horizontally like this to make a trap door so that your duplicates could walk over it, of course, and then open it to go underneath if you were to have a ladderway right there. This pneumatic door has one thing unique to it that's going to be different from all the other doors, and that is the fact that we could have critters fall through. If you guys didn't know, critters could actually fall through pneumatic doors, but the trick for that is the critters will be able to walk across a door, but if you were to close a door on top of a critter, it will actually fall through both pneumatic doors. So because of this, this is going to be an easy way to automate critter deliveries without having duplicates wrangle them. This Pincho right here, when it hatches, is going to trigger the critter sensor up top with a simple automation using a critter sensor to the pneumatic door. The door underneath that they walk upon is automatic, and we set it to above 0 for only critters. That means that when the egg hatches, the door will open, but as soon as they step into the door, they're considered out of the room, and because of that, the door will close on them, causing them to fall down to the bottom room. This is going to be a nice mechanic for the critters, and it's going to be one of the things I like to utilize for wrenching, as this means that I need even fewer duplicates in order to get it done. The next door we're going to be going over is going to be the manual airlock and the mechanized airlock. Both of these doors are very similar, although there's a couple of differences between the two. Both of the properties are going to be the same. You guys could make this horizontal on both the mechanized and the manual airlock. However, the manual airlock does not have automation access, so even though you could use this as a floor to put buildings on top of, you can't really take advantage of that. Now, comparatively, the manual airlock is only 200 compared to the 400 raw metal, and the manual airlock actually opens a little bit faster compared to a unpowered mechanized airlock. The manual airlock also cannot be powered, has no automation. The mechanized airlock can receive power and has automation inputs. That means you could use this tied to some automation to open and close. By having that feature of opening and closing, you could actually automate buildings that do not have a automation input. Something like the planter box combined with something like a Weeze ward, you could tie that to automation to open the door, and once the door opens, the building on top is going to be considered disabled. When the building is floating like this and it has the missing tile, it is not going to function. So actively it's going to be disabled. So you could use this for any building that does not have a automation input to disable manually by using the door, placing it vertical or horizontally and opening it, or tying it to an automation to open during certain triggers. This allows you to automate most, if not all, buildings. When looking at the power consumption, it's actually not necessary. The power only is required if you want the door to open up faster. Outside of that, you do not need to provide power to use the automation. Now, both of these manual airlocks and mechanized airlocks are considered unbreakable, and you guys could actually use this to line up some of your infinite pressure tanks. As you can see, we have 100,000 kilograms of water on this tile. If it wasn't airflow tiles here, it would break. However, I could actually replace these tiles with either the mechanized airlock or the manual airlock, as these are unbreakable by liquids. That being said, if you do choose to use these as walls for your liquid tank, make sure you lock them so that your duplicates don't walk in and open the door to release all the water out. Now, those are going to be the differences between the doors. However, the doors all are considered doors and they share a lot of similar functions. If you guys were to click on a manual airlock or a pneumatic door or a mechanized door, you guys are actually going to be able to see some of the access for the door control. Opening the door will keep it permanently open, and doing this is actually advised for things like your meal hall, your restrooms, front entrance, maybe even a rec room, as your duplicants will not have to wait that exact 1 second for that to open and close. Of course, that means it could just run through without worry, saving them a little bit of time so you don't get the long commutes. Another thing about the doors is that you could actually control access. By allowing duplicant access right here, you could see that we're making these two doors one-way doors. By making your doors one way, this means that rooms that want to have a directional flow, such as a bathroom, because you want your duplicants to wash their hands before they leave, this means that you could have duplicants access the bathroom from both sides safely without them leaving the room with germs. If this had double-sided access, the duplicants could actually use this lavatory and leave on the left. But because we have access from the left side to only go one way from left to right by selecting only the right arrow, that allows the dupes to enter from this way, but they have to leave on the other side. This will actually save a couple of trips, as some of these dupes will have to go around to use the restroom, and that's not going to be something you want to do. You don't want them to travel more than they need to. Another thing about doors that all three of them share is going to be that while the doors are open, they're actually considered inactive, meaning that there's going to be no heat transfer to said door regardless of the heat that's present. That's only possible when the doors are open. That means that as any of these doors are open, there is no heat transfer. As you can see right here, because we have this door opened, there is no heat from this manual airlock of over 100 degrees sharing to this mechanized airlock. When the doors are open, no heat transfer is being done. Another thing about doors that they all share is that you could actually have restrictive access, meaning that instead of having everyone be able to go in and out, you could actually restrict it by clicking on auto, not allowing the duplicants access, and then clicking on the specific dupes and then giving them access. This is great, as this allows you to control who can go in and out, especially if you have a single entrance. By having the door allow certain duplicants, you could actually force the new duplicants to stay inside. And of course, one of the things you want new duplicants to do is run on the hamster wheel so that their athleticism increases. Having the doors at the front and making it so that only specific dupes could leave, this allows you to control who goes in and out of the colony, and it's relatively easy as you just go down the list, adding permissions when you want, and if you have multiple entrances, you could simply just copy settings to apply it on the other door. By doing that, your duplicants cannot leave in the suit, run like a slug with that suit penalty, having negative athleticism, and you keep them inside where they could run on the wheel, generating power, all while getting faster. But guys, that has been the door basics. The quick rundown of each doors, the differences between them, and of course, some of the little tricks of designs of how to utilize them. If you guys have any questions about this video, leave a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and of course guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys.